Let's talk about some external dependencies now. So I'll give you 2 minutes of time to read this and then we can have a discussion about it.
Palak, as per my understanding, as per the Scrum guide, until the first spring, the current spring is over, we cannot start the other one. One point is obviously the result of the current spring depends or add values to the next spring. And as a Scrum Master, when I see this, I'll try to understand where is the delay from the external, like why is the delay, and how we can make it as quick as possible, or whatever the task the external people, the team is doing, how we can build it into our team itself so that next time or we can make it much better way. This is what is my.
Okay, so how are you connecting, Shatabdi, that this whole scenario to the responsibilities of role? There's a sub question over here.
How does this connect to the responsibility of the roles?
So can developers ask product owner to reorder it?
Yeah, that's one
No,
of the.
yes, they
Yeah,
both can discuss and they
realignment
can do it.
should be not an issue. Yeah.
Reordering should not be an issue, but
Yeah,
going to
basically an impediment has to be in place. If you have an impediment, we can highlight this risk, saying that this particular user stories are blocked because of this impediment. And then probably we can reorder the backlog. And as far as leadership is considered, or the responsibilities of Scrum Master, he has to make sure that that impediment has been taken into consideration, and he syncs up with the technical teams, try to brainstorm with those teams along with his technical team, and try to see what best can be done to get this impediment removed, or get this blocker removed, and try to make sure that the increment has been delivered on time. So
So
that
you
was the
see
responsibilities of
impediment
Scrum
as
Master
the
comes.
sorry, Atul, to cut you in.
Yeah,
So you are seeing the
good.
dependency as an impediment. That's what you are seeing. Is the
Yeah, it's
dependency an
impediment.
impediment? Is there anything else that you are seeing as an impediment over here?
No, that's what I feel.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Atul. Siddharth.
Yes, we see basically here the product owners' responsibilities are being developers are trying to say to reorder that product backlog itself. So that's not their responsibility. That as a Scrum Master, we should stop that and make sure that team is aware like who is responsible for organizing or ordering the product backlog. That's one thing from Scrum framework. We need to point it out to the team and educate them in that area. And the other one, as part of making external dependency as we have in this particular scenario, so that can be addressed by educating or internally. We should make sure our team is being groomed to that, or where there is a lack of skill to clear that kind of dependency, we should ensure that is being addressed within the next sprint, or we should make sure that is been in the plan for next sprint. That's what I can see.
Okay. Thanks, Siddharth. Karima.
Okay, so the main issue or the main impediments I see here is, during the sprint planning, maybe during the sprint planning, they haven't gone through all the, the product backlog items they are picking for that sprint. So if planning was done, in a better way or with a more communication or more interaction, then maybe, the situation wouldn't have come. And what would I suggest here is, yeah, we can reorder, because to take, so that we can have a more work in hand and we can deliver, the better increment within the sprint time.
Okay, thank you, Karima. And Srinath?
Myself, I will say this is actually a ROM planning. We cannot reorder inside a sprint as per the Scrum rules. So this is like if we have an external dependency, that should have been discussed and planned as it should have been discussed initially. So we cannot continue with the sprint as we cannot deliver on time. So if need to reprioritize and do things again, we need to plan again. So stop the sprint, start the sprint again, plan it, and plan according to the external dependency delivery, and plan according to that also. So that will be the right way. Thank you.
Okay.
So in that case, this current sprint will be obsolete, right? Then if
No,
we are it will an obsolete
it
sprint
cannot be
then.
stopped, right? And like we have to give some value, some increment, some value to be added. Like if it is absolute, then it's maybe because of the some external factors comes from stakeholders and decided by the product owner. So obviously, sprint should not
Definitely, it's a
stop.
product. Yeah, but then as per what I understood, maybe then this current sprint is absolute then, because they are not adding increment or we are not adding value, and it's just an impediment. So probably we have to replan and then strategize and the user stories which are getting blocked. Probably we need to raise an impediment and keep it, and then to reprioritize the product block, product backlog, starting a new sprint altogether. So then the current
So
sprint
let's
becomes
not
obsolete.
go into
Yeah.
sprint is obsolete or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Let's try to
Okay.
understand that how
Mhm.
is this problem connecting to the responsibilities of the role?
Okay.
Where are you seeing the
Okay.
impediments? So I would hear one last
Mhm.
thought from Dilip, and then we'll conclude. Dilip?
Yeah, hi. So according to me, what happened here, this team need to be more educated regarding such scenarios in future. First thing, so there is supposed to be no dependency. However, in this case, there is already a dependency occurs. In such case, I will not consider to go ahead and reordering. Yeah, but if we don't have work or something like that, but we can take the product backlog item from the what do we say that product backlog item from product backlog, and we start working on the extra one. No need to change anything. We can anytime we can change. I mean to say, anytime we can take PBIs from product backlog to the sprint backlog, so that we can consider and go ahead with the continuous sprint. However, for future, it should not get repeated. We should be taking care of this to educate the team, so that team should be independent enough not to be dependent on any external supplier or anything. This is what my approach.
Okay. Okay. So let's first ask this question that can developers ask the product owners to reorder the product backlog? Yes, it is completely possible. At any point in time, they can do it. Anyone, any stakeholder can do this, not just the developer. They can convince the product owner that you should change the ordering and these are the priorities. Ultimately, it's the product owner's decision on how they want to go about it. Now, what a Scrum Master should be doing over here is that they have to make the product owner understand that your job is to maximize the value from the work which the Scrum team is doing. The order that you have made, is it maximizing the value of the product?
The consistent flow of value needs to be there linked with the order. Yeah.
Perfect. Yes, Naresh. So whatever you're ordering, you have to make sure that some value is generating out of it. So as a Scrum Master, you have to coach product owner first over here in making sure that they are doing the responsibility in a correct manner, so that they order the sprint in a way that there is no such slack time in between where the developers has to sit idle. Dependencies will be there. I heard someone saying that no dependency should be there. That's not possible. We are working in complex domains and you will possibly have thousands of dependencies in the work that you are doing. But how you are going to order it, how the work should be prioritized, that all things should be decided, refined before in advance, so that you don't face such slack time for the developers.
Palak, just one thought. When you say the maximizing value, that even though it is independently absolutely true, but nothing in this scenario talks about, the work that was taken within the Scrum team was not as per the maximized value. The issue here is more of, you know from how the dependencies were handled, or rather they were not looked at initially during the planning. So if there, maybe the DOR was in good shape to talk about, let's say, we are not going to take this because there is a dependency on an external team, maybe this situation won't arise, right? When the sprint has occurred, or when this event has occurred, that means we can't do, we have to be reactive about it. Another part is we will have to give time to the supplier to get this done, and we'll have to wait. Either somebody was talking about the obsolete, which does make sense. What is our sprint goal, right? If we have some other items which are part of the sprint goal, we go ahead and take them. But there is also a chance that if in between the supplier gets the things done, and then we are able to work on the items which we were blocked, then we would end up in a situation wherein we have so many user stories within a sprint that we won't be able to complete all. So the ones which we are blocked and the ones we have taken new. So instead, people keep on, the organization keep on running behind productivity. So we can might as well educate them, saying that, guys, it's not always about productivity. We can use this time because it has already been happened, right? Next time we will do it better through the retrospectives. But for now, let's use this time for some knowledge activities, some knowledge sharing, some tech debts, or something that we can work on. No use of reordering and getting things done, or getting more things or something like that. This event has happened, so we have to look at it a bit of a reactive way, and then making sure that through retrospectives we are plugging all these things. Sorry.
Okay, thank you, Ajinkya,
One,
for the different perspective. But I would like to call out over here that the work that is required to move items to done, so those dependencies are blocking that. If you are not producing done increment, are you generating value for the sprint?
No.
no,
I
no.
was talking more from when you said that the uh, product owner's responsibility is to make sure they are generating the maximum value. So here we
Yes.
cannot really, there is no data to substantiate that the work that was pulled into the sprint was not according to that, right? So that was my first thing. Now,
Okay.
because what I'm saying is, because they have already pulled out the items, right? Now they are already blocked. Now we can't do anything about it. Probably only through retrospectives we can plug these things in the future sprints through DOR, or through retrospectives, whatever action items they come. But currently, when we are talking about the current situation, uh, the team has to wait for the things, the supplier to give to them, right? Might as well we can
Right.
use that time to you know be very careful about pulling more work, because we don't want to commit to something which we may not be able to fulfill, you know and and the thing is that when we are when we are waiting for things to done, to be able to complete, why not use it for some another things like knowledge sharing or skill development, or or team building activities, or even tech debts or something else, because we because of this event that has happened. So that is my take. So definitely from next sprints we will do better planning. We will try to find out better dependencies, not picking up something which would hamper us within the, or impede us within the sprint. But looking at the current scenario I was talking, we are already in that shit, sorry.
Yes, Ajinkya. So what you said beautifully summarizes the way of actually handling the situation. That is what it is. But the question clearly outlines that how does this connect to responsibilities of the roles? So we were trying to understand it more from that perspective, that what responsibilities should be
Palak,
taken care and how Scrum Master should be able to, address it. Yes, who was that? Sorry,
yeah,
I missed out.
Atulya. Atulya.
Yes, Atul. Yes, Atul.
Maybe during sprint planning we have those during sprint planning we have those meetings where where the team always takes a stretch goal, right? One or two stories more they take, or they commit that probably this will be our stretch goal, and probably we'll try to see whether we can fit those and to deliver those as a part of this increment. So that approach might also be which Scrum Master and product owner should encourage more
Yeah.
during the sprint planning meetings. The stretch goal will
So,
definitely keep the team busy, and our intention will be to keep the team busy, and team will be busy and they'll be working around. So in that case, we don't have to reprioritize, we don't have to reorder the product backlog as well. So maybe stretch goal can save us, and it will definitely add, and we will be able to deliver a valuable increment here. That's what I feel.
whether to go ahead with the stretch goal or not is
Mhm.
completely team's
Team's
decision whether they
prerogative,
want to.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's true.
and
That's
it
true.
heavily depends on the context. So what, as a Scrum
Mhm.
Master here, we are trying to highlight is that maybe this sprint, as Ajinkya suggested, that you do something about it, and let's have a a retrospect and improve upon it on the next sprint. But our idea is that as a Scrum Master, whom should we coach first in this? And then the next question was that where do you see the impediments? So you identify the list of impediments you are facing. So it can be anything, whether this team is not drilling down the items into smaller items, they are not seeing that in advance that there has been dependencies. So all those can be impediments, refinement not happening, not drilling
Even the
down of
DSM
the
not
stories.
happening, right? I mean, properly,
Anything,
because
anything.
if DSM was happening correctly, or daily Scrum, I should not be saying DSM, daily Scrum was happening correctly, then it should have come up earlier saying that, we have some dependency and we may not reach the sprint goal.
Absolutely. So what impediments that you were seeing, that was one question. So you had to identify that and find a mitigation plan for it in the next sprint. And the ultimate responsibility for this scenario was that we have to coach product owner into saying that you order it in a way that it maximizes value for the work that we are doing, for the product we are building, so that such kind of scenarios don't happen in future. Okay, let's conclude the scenario here. Anyone want to conclude it, share their concluding thoughts about it? Sagar?
Sure, thank you. So there are two things that I'll take care of. One, assuming the developers have communicated this to the Scrum Master and product owner already, and also it's enoughly occupied with the risk register. That's one. Second, I'll check with the supplier success manager, whoever from the supplier or external supplier side is assigned, that how can he or she help us to raise the priority at max to control the impediment, that is a sideways action, and take care that I facilitate as a scrum master a communication between product owner and developer to take a fruitful decision whether to accommodate the new work or make the existing one obsolete.
Okay. Thank you, Sagar, for your thoughts.